Hi, everyone. It's Joe Chadburn, the Ambassador Network Director here at World Missionary Press. I'm here with our Director of Orders and Distribution, Helen Williams. Welcome, Helen.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's been a little while since we've heard some of the newer testimonies, and I'm excited to hear them, and I know that our audience is as well. So I'm going to let you have the floor here.
Well, we've got so many distributors all over the world using the booklets and all sorts of opportunities. And so it's exciting. And some of them, I want to start with some of them that have been with us a long time and are so faithful. And this morning we got another order from a gentleman in New Zealand. He's been with us for 30 years. Wow. He started out with his own company. He was providing our booklets for a Christian ethnic radio station in New Zealand that was sending them out all over the South Pacific. And he's been doing this, and then his health has failed a bit. He's much, much older. I think he's moved now out of his home and into a facility, but he still calls. And I went back through his work and what he has asked for material, and he sends it out. We send it to him, and he sends it out. And he's been so faithful. Fijian, Hindi, English, Khmer for Cambodia, Maori for New Zealand, Samoan, Vietnamese, Burmese, Urdu for Pakistan. He is just continuing, and he called this morning with another order for Hindi and a couple of other languages. It's almost hard to hear him speak now, but he's still doing it. And I'm just so encouraged by people like that are faithful. And this is who we supply for, and we don't know where all those booklets are going. We have others. We have a distributor in India. He is working in an area that's extremely difficult, and so we don't publish his name or his ministry, but he does send information. And we got an email from him just earlier this week. He said things are rapidly changing in India. Ministries are under attack. However, and I love that. However, God is helping us make use of the WMP literature. Once upon a time, we didn't have enough literature to carry on the ministries. And since we came in contact with World Missionary Press, we no longer are under shortage of literature. So even in this lockdown and the crisis, thousands of pieces of literature are distributed and people are being blessed. This Wonderful. Is why we do what we do, because there are those that are standing faithful, using the word, and we know that it's the word that the Spirit blesses. And so, this is an encouragement to us here in the office and in the plant, that we know that when those booklets go out, God has a purpose and he's got people waiting to use them. And so even in these difficult times, we have a coordinator, in Puerto Rico, who's very, I guess aggressive is the word. He's just got a passion for helping out. He's introduced us to people in Spain and in Colombia and in Mexico that we are now currently working with directly. He just has a real heart, but he has a heart for his country, for his island, Puerto Rico. And he received a shipment recently, a fairly large shipment. And so he's got it all organized. He was at this convention of the Pentecostal Churches of God in International in Puerto Rico, and he made sure that everyone there, every church represented there, got a box, and he showed us how it was all set up. So the booklets are going throughout all the 3 major islands, and they're going to prison ministries. They're going to all of these churches, municipalities, and these churches then are taking that and buying that vision, if you will. And it's helping the people in those churches reach to their community, and without just saying, well, we've got something for you. Here it is in your hands. Take this and use it, and seeing what's happening. So these things are so exciting. And again, the literature, when it goes out, is not sitting in boxes in someone's garage. It is going into hands, and churches are being encouraged. So those things. And anyway, if that gives you an idea of what we're, how World Missionary Press is just blessing people around the world. That
is amazing. And, when I was thinking, especially when you were talking about the gentleman from New Zealand, There's a time and a place for a wide variety of ministries. And this man has probably never preached in stadiums like Billy Graham. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. But regardless, he's obviously touched,
Yes.
tens of thousands, if not more,
Yes.
of people in a very profound way. And, people will, and even the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association would tell people that the number of people who actually, make a decision to those that are discipled, is a little bit low as far as the ratio. But when you're able to use the booklets, even alone or with the spoken word, you have somebody's able to take something that is tangible and spiritual, of course, and life-giving, and it can make a huge difference and a huge impact. So those of you who are listening, if you are not a silver-tongued orator or have reverend or doctor or a fancy name, title in front of your name, don't worry about that. We have people all over the place. There are older women who are some of the greatest powerhouses with World Missionary Press material that talk to us. And some of them have never preached on a platform before, but they're making an impact and have for years. And I can just imagine this gentleman for 30 plus years. That's just amazing. And we don't know, only, eternity will tell, how many people were impacted, through that labor of love. So thanks for sharing that with us.
What you're saying reminds me of a couple of others. And this is something, whenever I speak about the press, I want to make people know that anybody can use them. Mm-hmm. And God can work if they're willing to be. We have two little things that came in just this month. One lady from Kansas, she wrote us and she said, my neighbor is from Thailand and I'd like to give him a booklet. He doesn't speak English, so I thought this might help. She asked for one copy of The Way to God in Thai. And here's the other part though. When we asked her how she found out about World Missionary Press, she said, yes, from my friend who ordered your pamphlet in Japanese to give to a Japanese neighbor. Wow. That's how the Spirit of God works. That's how this other person wrote from Virginia and asked for booklets to distribute to the homeless and unemployed and others that want to know. And she says, I heard about you from a lady just standing outside of a store. She asked me if I knew Jesus. We shared testimonies. She showed me your booklet and how it helped her so much to win souls. So now this lady ordered 200 copies. This Wonderful. Is how it works.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's really what it's all about. There are no, big I's and little U's in the kingdom, just a big Jesus and us in him and him functioning through us. So that's great to hear. Do you have anything else you'd like to share with our listeners and viewers before we close?
Well, just one more.
Sure.
And you and I have been talking to a man in Malawi who has a network of churches, and he was referred to us by someone else in the States that I work with. And this man is just really enthused. Mm-hmm. And I've tried to be kind of step by step with him. And we've talked about things, but he is so excited and so enthused. And we're going to be able to provide literature for him to give to all of his partner churches and to spread throughout his country. And they're just and he is a former translator. And so he's going to be helping us with providing some more booklets in the Chichewa language, particularly some of our new material. And it's just, these are God appointments that comes through a network. And, World Missionary Press has been doing this for 59 years. And we do it through these networks. And we have people that have been faithful, and we trust them, and they use the literature, and then they know people that they can trust. And this is how it works. And this is why our needs grow so much all the time. I mean, we keep adding these people. We think we're doing a lot, but there's over 7 billion people in the world, and there's still a lot to reach. So, but this is how God does it. And so our job here is to be faithful in printing the word and being accountable for what we are been given to do here. But it's the network out there and these beloved people that want to serve the Lord and have found a way to do that through the booklet. So God is faithful, and he is just, we believe his hand is on this work, and his hand is on the booklets as they leave here in the containers, and as they travel across the ocean. God's got his hand on those containers, and when those boxes are unloaded, there's somebody waiting to use them and to receive them. And I can't think of a better way to spend my days.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Helen. Thanks for being with us today. And to all our friends who are watching, listening, we love you so much. God bless. Have a great week.